What is it? It's the sound of supersonic bass.
So our original intent was just to simply make a 3-axis attitude control system at a low cost. So pretty much how we store materials.
And that would pretty much help with costs if we needed to find a way to create satellites that are cheaper instead of having to pre-make everything in-house or through a third company. You can just buy them off the shelf.
The intent of the experiment was twofold. It was budget, a real cheap attitude control system for space, and flexibility. So because it's modularized, you can work with a whole bunch of different kinds of utility platforms, whether that's spectroscopy, astronometry, or imaging. Well, for a long time, we were just testing to see if it would turn on at all. It was the big test. Once we had a system that was working at all, we started off testing it with an airbed. So we hooked up a big leaf blower to a bed with a whole bunch of holes in it and tried to use that kind of like a hockey puck, an air hockey table.
Most of our testing was done using a skateboard bearing, right?
Skateboard bearing.
1 axis at a time.
A frictionless,
Yeah.
a near frictionless bearing. We added padding to the outside of this of the CubeSat to make sure that in the event that we lost control of this thing, that it wouldn't hurt anybody. It is, being in a weightless environment with something with sharp corners like that. We wanted to make sure that it didn't cause harm to anybody else in the plane.
We did have to address factors of safety in terms of structural capacity, the assembly, whether or not that was going to hold together or fall apart.
Different, especially this experiment to this magnitude, like something this big and this much of an undertaking, we have to really see how important every piece of a team is,
As being a program manager, it was a challenge to organize all the events, to keep the connection between people at Johnson Space Center.
I had a great time. It gave me a chance to really sink my teeth into a challenging project. Exhausting. Incredibly invigorating. It was so exciting, but it was unbelievably exhausting. I remember the first night we knew we had a huge amount of software work to do. We had so much to do, and we're working and we're working and we're working. It hits 1:30 in the morning, I think, and lights are going off and things are happening and we're making progress.
I guess to expect the unexpected, because we had some things go wrong which we didn't really think about. We put a lot of thought into it. We were trying to get the physics right. The springs, make sure they're not too strong.
As the deadline comes closer, you do have to pull yourself together and push through. So that was a good experience in keeping up with the project. It's nice to see that NASA really sees our project as significant enough to see value in our project, and it was a good feeling that what we did somehow made an impact on their side.
Seeing a team function as a real team. Also, it was cool going to Houston, to work with, we were NASA interns in a sense for a week, and it was really cool, you get to see these guys that do this, they do this on a regular basis, on a daily basis, weekly basis, whatever. You get to kind of see their standards, you get to see what they expect, everything they expect. That was really cool. That was pretty cool.
Probably my biggest takeaway is learning, taking the position as a program manager to oversee all the team members, including keeping communications with people who support us, our faculty advisor, any company who was helping us along the way with to go on the weightless wonder. To get that experience of weightlessness is probably a once in a lifetime experience.
The things that were most important of all the stuff that I learned, was people management, more than personnel management, because personnel are units of production, whereas people are much more than that. And there's so much effort was put into the organization, so much effort was put into communication, and each of us had to sacrifice something. I think in just the work involved in organizing everybody, keeping everybody focused, and that's taught me a lot about what it's going to require from me as I embark into this next year of CubeSat. Working with people and how to manage each person individually and be accommodating to their needs and also push them to excel, that was, I think, the most valuable thing by far that I learned this year.